Hello everyone. Today we are just going to be talking over my gameplay about some movies I've seen recently. So, starting off with the most recent movie I've seen, I did see the Amazing Digital Circus movie in theaters. Now, I will just say this will not be spoiler free. There will be spoilers. So, if you're a big fan of the show and you don't want it spoiled, then go ahead, click off this video, go watch it in theaters, or wait till I believe the 17th. That's in 10 days from now. Or 10 days from this recording, and watch the movie and then get back to this video if you want to. You don't have to. It's always good to come and support the channel. Some things I would just like to say. I would like to talk about some movies I've seen. I have some trivia questions prepared for you guys. And I'll tell you the answers. Like, I'll give you 10 seconds and I'll tell you the answers. And I want to talk about how my YouTube creating journey is going, just for those of you who aren't in the know. So starting off with the Amazing Digital Circus movie, number one, I thought it was really, really good. It was emotional. It didn't make me cry or anything, but I did definitely feel for the characters. And then the plot twist, I don't know if that was like too much of a twist, but the plot twist where, we found out that actually their real minds were in the real world, like they're real people, are in the real world, and then their minds were just like the digital circus people are just like mind files, and they're actually living out their lives. That was huge to me. Like, I didn't realize at first what they were talking about when Kane, was talking about how he had generated their bodies off of their mind files. I didn't really think too much of it. I didn't think that he meant that they were separate. So that was very interesting. Seeing Jack's abstract was horrifying because that was so... Well, him extracting wasn't unexpected, but the way they did it was completely unexpected. I didn't think he was about to abstract right there. And, just that line where Pomni says, "I wish I would have pried more," I was like, hold on. So that was awful. I also want to point out at the very end of the movie, when Kinger and one of the other characters were looking at the other abstracted characters, why were they like swimming around like whales at an aquarium? That was super weird. At least to me, I didn't really, I don't know. The movie was really good. I thought there was a good bit of comedy in there. And comedy is always appreciated. My theater was actually pretty loud. I went to go and see the movie with my cousin. I was gonna bring one of my other friends, but she couldn't make it. It was gonna be like all three of us, but it was just me and my cousin, and she was actually like, she kind of like would not stop talking during the movie, which is fine. I mean, it was a good movie. Definitely wasn't like the other kid that was next to her. He looked like he was older than me. But he was loud. He was loud, man. It wasn't like enough to like ruin the experience. He was just very passionate about it, and like realizing that Jack's abstracted, he was like, no, and I don't know, it was kind of funny. No shade to him though, it's fine. I definitely get that there are some things that we are very passionate about, and we get very emotional, especially waiting. I mean, I've been waiting ever since they announced like the last episode, to go to the movie. I seen it the day it came out, and I really want the poster. The poster would be nice. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the movie exclusive poster, I like that. It's like $21 on their website, so I'm thinking that I want to get that. Um, in terms of how I'd rate the movie, I definitely want to say the voice acting was a 10 out of 10. The animation, to be honest with you, varied because in the very beginning it felt kind of off, like not unsynced. I mean, like the animation was like not what I would expect for like a movie, that I'm paying almost $60 to go and see in the theater. Yeah, no, it was over that, I think. The I wish I don't know. Glitch does a really good job. Gooseworks does a really good job. They do a good job. I don't know, it felt weird. But then also like later on in the movie, I feel like it was like good. Like I feel like it shifted. Now I could just be I could be losing it. Like it might have never changed. And I am just a dingus. But it's fine. I don't know. I like animation. Animation, I'm gonna give animation 8 out of 10. I'm gonna give plot 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give the give voice acting a 10 out of 10 because that was really good. Song choice is definitely a 10 out of 10. As for how finales go, it's better than the Stranger Things finale. That's for sure. I don't really feel like you can get worse than the Stranger Things finale. I mean, supposedly, what was it, the Game of Thrones finale? I never seen it, but I heard a lot of people talking about it when the Stranger Things finale came out. They were talking about how it was like almost as bad as that. So that was very interesting, but it was good. I've heard some people say like, "Oh, the movie sucks," but I mean, it was pretty good. I did like seeing all the characters meet in real life at the bus stop. And that was pretty cool. That made me happy. Um, sorry, I'm saying a lot. I think that we are good to go on to the next movie. And I'm kind of going off of an order or backwards order of how I watched them. So that was most recent. Next most recent was the Backrooms movie. So again, this is not spoiler free. If you want to go and see the Backrooms movie, go watch it. Because I'm not gonna hold back on details. So the movie, watching through it, it was a little confusing at some points. And then it would take me a little bit to realize, okay, this is what I'm looking at, or this is what happened, or this was going to happen. I don't know, maybe I'm just a little slow in the head or something. But the movie goes really trippy. As for like rating, I'm gonna do like the editing, like the things like phasing through the floors, the chairs and everything. I'm gonna give it an 11 out of 10 on the editing. That was very good. Horror aspect, I'm gonna give them a 7 out of 10 on horror because they made me jump, but it wasn't really it wasn't too scary. I mean, especially like reflecting on it, seeing in theaters, darker theater was a little spooky, but it wasn't too bad. The acting, I'm gonna give a 9 out of 10. I don't know what could have been better, but I don't think it was perfection. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Don't get me wrong though, I do appreciate all of the work they put in. I just want to try my best to give an honest review of the movie for you guys. As for the story, I'm gonna give the story 10 out of 10. I really like the Backrooms. Watching this movie actually kind of, I went back and I watched the original stuff that he came out with and some of his newer stuff. I'm definitely not done getting caught up, but I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't even realize that he was still making Backrooms content. it was many years ago when I first seen it, and I haven't really, been keeping track with it. I mean, I've had other stuff I've been doing. I've mentioned before actually in the last video, um, that I play tennis. So, obviously been busy with that. I wish I had play more this summer. That's definitely a goal of mine. I'm gonna play more tennis. So yeah, back in the movie was pretty good. The ending was a little freaked me out. I hate the chase scene. Also, how do you break your ankle on a sofa? That was a little weird. She kept falling. It's fine though. And then what we can do is we can go on to obsession. So again, this is your spoiler warning. There will be spoilers. This is not spoiler free. Number one, obsession is by far, and I mean maybe I'm just not in the know with horror movies, but Obsession was the scariest movie I've ever seen in my life. To be honest with you, that movie was so it was horrific. It had gore. It freaked me out. It was very unsettling. I definitely had when I was watching the movie, I have my heart rate tracker, with my watch, and my sitting down in the movie theater, my heart rate was 115, and I checked it because it was again, like, it was a really, really scary movie. I checked it, and it peaked out at 126 beats per minute, sitting down in a movie theater recliner. And that was crazy to me. I mean, that movie freaked me out. I left the theater completely drenched in sweat. And I was, like, visibly shaking. It was so scary. I'm gonna give the acting 10 out of 10, song choice 10 out of 10, editing of the movie obviously 10 out of 10. Curry Barker made it 10 out of 10 on director. I think the movie was perfection. I think Rotten Tomatoes, like, you want the highest number, so I that should get 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, in my opinion. I think that's what they should do. And that, I mean, yeah, that's fair. Obsession was a really, really good movie. I actually, just thinking about it, I actually just watched a movie, about, 2 hours ago? Yeah, I actually just watched a movie, and the movie was called, Passengers. It was made in, I think, 2016. It stars Chris Pratt and, the actress who plays Katniss Everdeen in Hunger Games. Her name is was she a Jennifer? I'm actually going to Google this right now, because I cannot seem to remember. Was it Jennifer Lawrence? Who all plays in Passengers? See, I'm asking Google. Jennifer Lawrence. Okay, yeah. So Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence is the stars of that movie, and it was a pretty good movie. I decided to give the plot a 6.5 out of 10 because maybe I'm just a hater, but I feel like it wasn't too deep. It didn't change my outlook on life or anything. See, I've seen a lot of really good movies lately, and one of them I will say is A Silent Voice. I hadn't watched that before I watched that, and that movie actually changed the way I kind of see people. Okay, my my computer turned off for a second. I guess because I didn't move my mouse. So, like I was trying to say, that movie kind of changed the way I see people, especially people who have disabilities. Um, I wouldn't say I'm like, mean to people with disabilities. I kind of just didn't realize like the scope of what people or people with disabilities may be going through before. And after watching A Silent Voice and seeing how people treated Shoko and just everything, and even on the other side of it, what happens when bullies are called out, which I mean absolutely was deserved. He should have been called out. He did. But I mean seeing all these aspects and seeing these angles, and it was a very emotional movie to watch. So after seeing things like A Silent Voice and Obsession, it definitely makes some other movies seem like subpar, like Passengers, for example. Now it was pretty sweet. It was pretty sweet in the end. I actually really like the choice that Aurora, I think the character's name was, played by Jennifer Lawrence. Aurora, I appreciate that she didn't just go back into like the hypersleep or a hibernation thing. She actually stayed with whatever Chris Pratt's guy called. I don't remember what the character was called. But I appreciate the decision. That was pretty meaningful to me. And it definitely made the movie better than I thought it was going to be. I actually really like the robot bartender. That was a pretty interesting character. And he was pretty cool. And then there was kind of a maybe plot twist, you could call it, where the captain dude came out. That was unexpected. I didn't think that was gonna happen. Also, can someone in the comments tell me what exactly like that big reactor thing was? Like that had the sun looking thing. That was very interesting. I have no idea what that was. The idea for the movie was pretty good, and I mean visually it was pretty good. Some of the things I was like, I feel like they used CGI for this, and I think I'm right. I think they did use CGI for some of the things. Okay, so now we are going to go into some trivia for you guys. I will count 10 seconds for you guys to do the trivia, and then I will tell you what the answer is. So this trivia quiz is who says it? It is Marvel Rivals Ultimate Voice Lines. Let's see what you guys know about the different voice lines. Now this one is pretty easy. It's okay if you don't get it. It's pretty easy, at least for me. Who says "by the eye of Agamotto"? That would in fact be Doctor Strange. Now, this one might be a little harder. Who says "I never miss"? That would be Hawkeye. Now this one's a freebie. Who says Hulk smash? That would be the Hulk. Now, who knows this one? Which Marvel Rivals character says, "Feel the wrath of the goddess"? That would in fact be Storm. Now, this one is gonna trip you up. Who says, It's spider time! Penny Parker, not Spider-Man. Now this one's just too easy. Who says fantastic? That would be Mr. Fantastic. Now this one, I don't think I don't think you guys are gonna know it. Maybe you will. Maybe if you're in the know with Rivals, maybe you'll get this one. Us Against the World. That would be Cloak and Dagger. Now this one, I sincerely apologize if I mispronounce it, but I'm going to try my best. Chonomai Okurai! That was so bad. Alright, this one's okay if you miss. It's supposed to be psylocke. To be honest with you, every time she ults, I yell out Shibugubugubugai because I don't understand anything she's saying ever, and I don't actually know Japanese. Okay, now this one might get some of you. Which character's ultimate says legendary? That would be the Star-Lord himself. Now, Devil Dinosaur just came out, but who says let the devil out? That would in fact be Daredevil. Now this one I'll be ashamed if anyone gets this wrong. I'm gonna be ashamed. Who says, I am ready to put on a show? That would be Luna Snow, my goat. Okay. Which Marvel Rivals character's ult line says num num num? That would be Jeff the Land Shark. Which Marvel Rivals character's ult line says Plasma Burst? That would be Black Widow. Now, this one's gonna be a different kind of little different. Which Marvel Rivals character's voice line isn't an actual word? That, in fact, would be Namor, because his ult is just a horn. Just like that. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the quiz, and I hope you guys liked watching the Luna Snow gameplay in the background. It did take me quite a bit to make the footage. I actually had I was talking during the thing, but I decided that I actually wanted to do a voiceover because I remember that's a feature, and I was like, I think I want to do a voiceover of this and talk about some movies I've watched. In total, I talked about Obsession, Backrooms, Passengers, and A Silent Voice. Oh, and The Amazing Digital Circus finale. So 5 movies, I think. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. And have a blessed day, everyone.